There comes a moment in a woman's life when fear feels louder than her faith, when the shadows seem taller than her strength, when her own heart whispers, "I don't know if I can do this." And if that is where you are right now, hear this. That trembling inside you is not failure. It is the doorway to a deeper courage God is forming in your soul. Fear doesn't mean you're weak. Fear means you're standing at the edge of a place God is calling you into. A place that requires Him. A place you cannot enter with human confidence, but only with the courage He breathes into your spirit. What you call fear, God calls preparation. What you call shaking, God calls shaping. Every woman who has ever grown spiritually has walked through this wilderness. A sacred soil where God strips away the noise, the pressure, the masks, so He can speak to the deepest layers of her identity. The wilderness is not punishment. It is the womb where courage is born. And maybe you feel like you're walking there now, in the quiet, in the unknown, in the unplanned detours of your life. But this season is not random. God is teaching you to hear His whisper, to stand when everything inside wants to collapse, to trust the hand you cannot see. Truth 1. God meets you in the wilderness. Fear tries to convince you that you've been abandoned. But the wilderness is the very place God draws near. Think of Moses afraid, unsure, hiding from his past. God didn't meet him in a palace. God met him in a desert, in the silence, with a flame that wouldn't burn out. God meets you the same way, quietly, steadily, fire without destruction. When she stands in her own wilderness, she learns that she was never alone. She begins to feel God reshaping her courage from the inside out. Truth 2. God uses fear to purify your focus. Fear exposes what you've leaned on that cannot carry you. It shows you the false anchors, the temporary securities, the voices you once depended on. And then God gently removes them, not to harm you, but to free you. When He removes, He always restores with something eternal. Gideon didn't find courage because his army was large. He found courage when everything was reduced to a place where only God could win the battle. When you feel stripped down, that is where your faith becomes fierce. That is where your courage becomes holy. Truth 3. God is rewriting your identity in this hidden season. Fear tries to tell you who you're not. God reminds you who you are. Chosen, anointed, held, strengthened. A woman who has been through storms and still rises. A woman whose heart is being remade by the hands that created the universe. David didn't become a warrior on a battlefield. He became a warrior in hidden fields, with no audience but God. And the same is happening inside you. In your hidden season, your destiny is taking shape. Your courage is being carved. Your identity is being secured. Truth 4. God uses the pressure to awaken the courage already placed within you. Courage is not something you acquire. It is something God awakens. Like a seed buried in the soil, you don't see it growing, but the pressure is pushing it upward. The weight is strengthening it. The darkness is nurturing it. Esther didn't know she carried royal courage until the moment it was required. She didn't pray for comfort. She prayed for boldness. And the same boldness is rising in you. When she stands with God, she becomes unshakable. Truth 5. God transforms fear into faith one step at a time. Courage is not loud. Courage is not glamorous. Courage is choosing to move even while your voice trembles. It's Peter stepping out of the boat trembling, unsure, but moving because Jesus called him forward, and Jesus is calling you forward too. Not into perfection, but into trust. Not into certainty, but into obedience. Every small step you take in faith becomes a declaration. Fear will not rule me. God will lead me. Truth 6. God is strengthening your spiritual foundation through every battle you face. The attacks you felt, the anxiety late at night, the heaviness on your chest, none of it is wasted. Pain purifies. Pressure shapes. Storms strengthen. What breaks others is building you. When Job sat in ashes, he didn't know God was strengthening his roots. And your roots are strengthening right now. She becomes unmovable because she has learned to hold on to the one who never changes. She becomes radiant because God has refined her in fire. Truth 7. God's courage in your heart is stronger than anything standing against you. His courage is not fragile. It is not temporary. It does not depend on your circumstances. His courage is eternal, breathed directly into your spirit by the Holy One. When the enemy whispers fear, God answers with fire. When the world pushes you down, God lifts you up. When your strength ends, His begins. You are not fighting alone. You are not rising alone. The courage in you is God Himself. So if your knees are shaking right now, stand anyway. If your voice is trembling, speak anyway. If your heart feels small, trust anyway, because this season is not the end of you. It is the making of you. Fear is not winning. Faith is waking up. God is rewriting your story with holy courage. And there will come a day quiet, gentle, unexpected, when you look back and realize that fear no longer has the same grip on you. What once shook you now strengthens you. What once terrified you now teaches you. Because God has been building a new kind of courage inside your heart, layer by layer, breath by breath, season by season. A woman who has walked with God through fear is not ordinary. She carries a different presence, a different authority, a different stillness. Her steps are anchored. Her voice is steadier. Her spirit is awake. She moves with a holy confidence that doesn't come from talent, beauty, or background, but from knowing who stands beside her. And when she rises, everything around her begins to change. This is what God is doing inside you. He is teaching your heart to rest before it reacts. He is shaping your spirit to respond with faith instead of panic. He is forming a quiet strength within you that cannot be taken by circumstance, people, or fear itself. You are stepping into a courage that is not driven by emotion, but defined by truth. A courage that flows from the one who breathed life into you. Truth 8. God uses hidden seasons to give you unshakable clarity. There's something powerful about the moments when no one sees you, when no one applauds you, when no one validates your effort. Those moments strip away the noise. They free you from performing. They pull you closer to the heartbeat of God. In that hidden place, He reveals what truly matters. He shows you what to let go of, what to protect, what to nurture, what to walk away from. Elijah didn't hear God in the earthquake, or the fire. He heard Him in a whisper. And that whisper is guiding you now. Quiet, clear, holy. Truth 9. God strengthens your courage through every no and every closed door. Sometimes the most painful rejections are the very things God uses to redirect you. When doors close, He is not punishing you. He is protecting you. He is preparing the right path, the right people, the right season. Paul wasn't allowed into certain regions because God had a better assignment waiting. And when you face a door that will not open, trust that God is leading you where your courage will have purpose. She does not fear the closed door. She trusts the hand that holds the key. Truth 10. God allows the shaking so you can discover what cannot be shaken. Fear shakes your plans. It shakes your expectations. It shakes your comfort. But it also reveals the parts of your life that truly stand. The parts built on faith. The parts rooted in identity. The parts anchored in His promises. When the storm hit the disciples' boat, they didn't learn about Jesus' power in calm waters. They learned in waves. And every wave in your life is teaching you that He is stronger than whatever rises against you. She learns to rest even in the wind because she knows who commands the sea. Truth 11. God turns every fear-filled moment into spiritual authority. Authority isn't earned in comfort. It's forged in battles you survive with Him. Every moment you've stood trembling but trusting. Every tear you've cried while refusing to quit. Every night you whispered, God, please carry me. Those moments became oil spiritual anointing poured over your life. Mary Magdalene carried a boldness born from deliverance. Ruth carried a loyalty born from loss. Hannah carried a prayer born from anguish. The same anointing is rising in you. A woman who has wrestled with fear becomes a woman who walks with fire. Truth 12. God's courage doesn't just fill you, it transforms you. It changes the way you see yourself. It changes the way you speak to your own soul. It changes the way you stand up after being knocked down. A courageous woman doesn't deny her fear. She brings it to the feet of God. She lets Him turn it into strength. She lets Him breathe over the wounds. She lets Him rewrite the script of her life. And slowly, steadily, beautifully, she becomes the woman He always saw. And this is the turning point. The wilderness stops feeling like punishment, and it starts feeling like preparation. The silence stops feeling empty, and it starts feeling sacred. The loneliness stops feeling painful, and it starts feeling purposeful. Your spirit matures. Your faith deepens. Your voice becomes cleaner. Your heart becomes wiser. You walk differently. You pray differently. You love differently. Because God has carved courage into the very structure of your being. So hear this. You will not remain where you are. You will not stay in fear. You will not be defined by what tried to break you. You are stepping out with holy boldness. You are rising with God's authority. You are walking into the future prepared for you since the beginning of time. She who once trembled will stand tall. She who once doubted will believe boldly. She who once hid will carry light. She who once broke will become the testimony others cling to. You are not the same woman you were, and you will not be the same woman tomorrow. God's courage is alive in your heart. So speak this over yourself today. I am not ruled by fear. I am led by God. His courage lives in me. Declare it, write it, pray it. Let it become the truth that shapes your steps. And if this message reached your spirit, if it felt like God whispered directly into your heart, don't keep it to yourself. Like this video. Share it with another woman who needs strength. And subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the next word God has for you. Your journey is sacred. Your courage is rising. And God is walking with you every step